We want to thank our amazing sponsor, the Rope Drop Queen herself, Michelle McKnight. She's a destination specialist with touring plans and can help you plan an amazing vacation. Whether it's Disney, Universal, a cruise, or an all-inclusive, she can help you with booking, planning, and strategizing to help you have an incredible experience at a great rate. Contact her today at michelle@touringplans.com. Now, on to the show.
Helping you navigate the Disney parks.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
You're listening to Rope Drop Radio.
Welcome to another Rope Drop Radio. Derek and Doug talking all things Disney. And Doug, not only is this our 300th episode, it is a trip report, and it's my favorite type of trip reports because it's my trip report, Doug.
There you go. Big 300. That's a big number, Derek.
That is. And we're pushing 500,000 downloads. And so thank you guys so much for everyone who's listened to the show over the last 300. If you've listened to all 300, bonus points.
You're a strong-willed individual.
You are amazing.
Yes,
and all the bonus episodes. We got another one coming out this week as well. So be looking out for that. And Doug, I got to say, I had a wonderful time at Walt Disney World. But the best part of all was all the listeners that met up with me would stop me and compliment or send us messages or catch me filming things. And of course, talking to Dillo's Diz podcast, Chrissy from Touring Plans, who's on the show a couple weeks ago, seeing Emily out there, one of our listeners, and even UCF Kent. We had dinner with him. We'll get to that, I'm sure.
Anniversary dinner
with Kent. So a lot of fun things. But seriously, guys, thank you so much who said hello to me and talked to me, made a lot of new friends, passed out a lot of swag. And we do this for you guys. And so it's very humbling when people come up to me in the parks and they'll be afraid. Can't believe someone's like, we didn't want to interrupt. We're scared. Don't be afraid to talk to me. Or Doug. Actually, give Doug a hug. You can always talk to us. But seriously, it meant the world to me this last trip that we were there.
Please don't hug me.
Do hug Doug. So, and we do have a new Patreon, Doug.
We do. It's
so
exciting.
So
Christopher Cross.
There you go. New Patreon. Welcome to the Rope Drop Radio community, getting the bonus episodes, some swag, and if you see me in the park, sometimes you get even more. So
Mickey Pretzel level there.
Even better. So if you want to find out more about those levels, Doug, I did eat an Ohana bread pudding while I was down there, so that's the upper level. If you want to find out more about that, check it out.
You get the after show. We talked to Christy about her brother Lynn the other week.
Yeah.
We had Derek's trip preview, which was fascinating.
It was. Thank you, patrons, for messaging me throughout the trip and how we were doing. My kids, everyone survived for our 12-day vacation.
There you go. All right, on to Apple Podcast reviews. Thank you to people that leave us some very nice 5-star reviews and write a little something. We will read that on air. Here we go. Great Disney podcast from fellow Huskers.
Yeah, right, go Big Red.
Other people that live in Nebraska that go to Disney. There we go. All right, it's by Netzland New.
Yep. Very Husker
name.
Got it.
I don't know what that means. All right. While planning for previous Disney trips, I listened to a lot of Disney podcasts. I have since purged many of them from my subscriptions, but not this one. Maybe it's because I'm a fellow Husker, but I think distance from Walt Disney World is what makes them so great, as they can still appreciate the good while being critical of the bad without being negative or snarky, something that is surprisingly hard to come by despite the sheer number of WDW podcasts.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
I wonder if we're losing Iowa listeners right now who maybe just found out we are Husker fans.
I'm sure we have.
I'm sure we have too.
Sorry, Hawkeyes.
So, but thank you so much for that review. And yeah, please go on and leave a review for us to read on air. And Doug, we also have to do a giveaway that we announced a couple weeks ago.
That's right. We have 2 50th anniversary gifts. Or cups that are gifts from Touring Plans. Christy picked them out herself. Let me just go and find the winner. The winner that we drew by random between all platforms of social media. We had entries from Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Thank you to everyone that liked, shared, commented. And the winner is Kimberly Wynn. So congratulations.
Congrats. Hit us up with a message. We will reach out and get you those Mugs. So awesome.
Cups.
Cups. Sorry. Yes. You can
Yes,
fill
don't
anything in
expect
them. Okay,
mugs.
good.
Cups.
Well,
And I'll throw some other rope drop stuff in with them.
Well, in honor of our 300th episode, Doug, I
Mm-hmm.
actually bought something to give away.
What?
I know. So I have two things I'm going to be giving away.
Grogu socks.
No, I'm keeping
curious.
those.
Okay.
No, we got one of the a pendant and that you can hang up on your wall. And then we also have a 50th anniversary pin. So we do one for the pendant. I want a 5-star review because we did get kind of a low star review and it's about time we did. So we want to offset that one a little bit. So hit us up with a review and let us know what you put. We'll read it on air and you might win a pendant. And then I'm going to put something on social media on all the platforms on how to win the 50th anniversary pin and most likely like, comment, share type thing like we've done before. But there you go. We're going to do a couple giveaways in honor of the 300 and that we had a trip without kids so I could actually look at souvenirs.
And for the pennant, when you leave a review, make sure you message us on any of the social medias because like the Apple username doesn't mean much.
That's right. There we go. All right. I think it's time for the trip report, Doug.
I got questions, Derek.
Questions are you roll them off and let's go.
It's just you and Madison, no kids. Where did you stay and why?
Well, we did a split stay, something I do not enjoy doing. But yeah, we planned this trip out a long time ago, and it was over our wedding anniversary, 12-year wedding anniversary. We do like to try to get down there in honor of our honeymoon. So we booked 5 nights at the beach club, which we love that resort. That's my wife and I. We love being able to walk over to Epcot and Skyliner in the boat. Yes, there you go. And then my wife's work trip gets hit up on the back end, which we'll be talking in the bonus episode this week. She got to go and take me to Punta Cana. And we had these 2 random days in the middle, Doug, we didn't know what to do with. And you kept saying clocks ticking to figure out what to do with them. So we ended up grabbing Grand Destino Tower. In fact, Michelle McKnight did an amazing job booking that last minute. I wouldn't recommend doing that, nor would she. But definitely love that we were able to get it. And staying up in the tower, Doug, was phenomenal. The room at Destino Tower was definitely better than Beach Club.
It's crazy,
It was
right?
insane. It was great, yes.
The tower is phenomenal. So much different than a regular moderate.
And cheaper.
Did the room feel bigger?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Bigger, cleaner, newer. All the outlets work. By the way, the beach club, like half the outlets were just
in the villas.
Yes, in the villa side.
In the villas.
They definitely
we stayed.
it was great when we stayed
beach
there.
Club this summer. That was recently updated. Like the hardwood floors. Did you have that? They have carpet in there.
They carpet.
So the villas haven't had the update.
Yep.
So if you're going to book a villa with more room, more space, maybe, I don't know, their update status. But yeah, you had some maintenance issues. That stinks.
Yep. We had a back door that for some reason wouldn't close all the way. So one night in the middle of the night, we had a lot of wind and it just kept goosh and scared the bejeebus out of us.
Glad you didn't have kids getting scared from that. That would have been questionable.
Oh, that would have been bad, yes.
Our room in June was phenomenal.
Oh, it was. I agree. I love the beach club. I have in the pool and
yeah,
the location. It's amazing. But
you got a McKnight room.
We did get a McKnight room. And it was right off the elevator, so we heard everybody coming by, too.
Ew.
The ones who truly stumbled in from Epcot.
Yeah. Well, Destino, what floor were you on there?
9th floor.
Remember?
Yep.
Oh, nice views there.
Great. Loved it. Best view I've had.
See Animal Kingdom? Were you that side? You were towards the
we were
lagoon?
Towards, we were towards the lagoon.
Yeah, so Animal Kingdom and Blizzard Beach, those sort of things off in the distance, yeah.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. And we got to go up top, have drinks at the bar, and just really loved staying there. Bus service was a little iffy. We'll get into that and why.
It's moderate.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit more. But yeah, when you're the last
you
stop,
used all
my
luck
karma early at the airport.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great.
Airport,
I highly
what
recommend
airport karma did you have? What
we ended up getting our luggage right away and got as soon as I pushed the lift was there. I know we've had a couple people say lift's been taking slow. No, I couldn't believe I've never been able to walk off the plane and get my luggage at MCO, and here we did it.
What time of day was that?
Late.
Okay.
We flew in it's actually works out because we flew in about 7:30. Our room wasn't ready, but it ended
that's
up being
right.
ready.
That's crazy that they were saying it wasn't ready.
Yep.
Do you think it was more a computer glitch and then you got up to the desk and like, yep, it's ready?
A little bit. A little bit. He stumbled through it for a second.
That's what Beach Club did to us in June, wasn't it? They were like, it's not ready, and then it was.
Yes, that's why I think we got the room that we did, the McKnight room.
Yeah.
Because they're like, he's typing on everything as fast as he can. He's like, there is something. And it was a handicap room. So I was just like, we got the last room in the lot. So.
Well, better than no room.
Better than no room. That's right. But we
Still
actually made it into the reason why we love Beach Club. We actually made it into Epcot with 30 minutes to spare before Harmonious. We were able to get the empanadas from the Encanto booth. They were phenomenal. And actually, I posted about them. We've had a lot of listeners and people follow and get them. So huge. And then watch Harmonious as well, which is 9 out of 10, Doug.
That's what you say, yeah.
It is.
Derek loves it.
I do.
Derek loves it.
I absolutely love Harmonious. And
I will talk more about those.
Okay, we will. All right.
We will. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
No, you're right.
You mentioned the buses, but let's not quite get there yet on Destino. Let's go. You stayed at the Beach Club. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about the weather. Yeah. How was the pool at the Beach Club, Derek?
Oh, the pool is beautiful. I saw one kid, full wetsuit. I'm not kidding you. Not just like full wetsuit, like one of those extra thick ones. It was cold, Doug. It was 37 degrees, Doug.
Well,
we rope dropped at 44. Let me put it this way. I have never, ever worn pants in Florida, and I did 3 times. In fact, we rope dropped.
Just to clarify, he means like long pants. He's worn
jeans.
Pants.
I've worn pants. Yes, I was always wear shorts. So I put my shorts on. I don't even look at the weather, Doug. I jump out the room. We're like, hey, we're going to Hollywood Studios, and I'm there for about 3.5 hours, and I'm done. I'm miserable. So cold and miserable, like in tears, and I had to go back and I had to put on more clothes because it never got above 44 that day.
It can affect your trip, right?
It can, and it can affect rides at Walt Disney World as well. I mean, at one time, Rise is down. I'll talk about Rise here in a second, so remind me.
Okay, that's next.
Yeah, yes, Rise is down.
Weather, then Rise.
Toy Story's down, Mickey and Minnie's down. Heck, at one point, Doug, the Skyliner was down. I actually talked to a higher-up cast member at the Skyliner, and he said it frosts over the sensor, so it's actually dangerous to operate, so they just shut it down. That's how cold it was.
Frost in Florida, they don't mix. Yes, the things like the Skyliner run in mountains where it snows and blizzards just fine. But that's like, you got to add on extra things to make them work in the cold. They're not going to spend the money to make them work in the cold for the 7 days of the year they might need them. But you were there for all of them.
I was there for all of them. And I talked to a few cast members at the Skyliner, and the one said, they're going to be fixing those sensors.
Because they're going to update them, just for those days.
And who knows how much that involves. But I mean, when you shut the Skyliner down and you have to reroute, you have to reroute buses, and I found out that's why we're having bus issues, because they had to get so many now to Pop Century and Art Animation. And it's like, there's not enough bus drivers right now, and now you're pulling away from your fleet to get those resorts covered as well.
Did you go buy extra clothes while you're at Disney?
Madison did. Madison bought a sweatshirt and a jacket. I have way too much pride to do that. So, and we're trying. We went over budget enough on this trip. I didn't want to spend any money on extra things. I did go back to the room. I put on 2 pairs of socks, and I put on my jeans, and got some warmer gear and warmer shirts, and went out.
The rope drop gets tough in those weathers. Also, evening shows get tough.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But 3 days, miserable cold.
Yeah. So let's talk about Rise of the Resistance and some of your rope drop strategies. So you rope dropped Hollywood Studios a couple times, right? Because you can walk there, or you can take the boat or the Skyline.
Yep.
Lots of options from Beach Club. One reason we love it here, both of us do. So let's talk about Rise and your idea on rope dropping that.
Well, like I said on the Insta story while I was there, you were right, Doug. We were there 3 days, and it didn't open till after 11 at any of the days. So, and at one point, it's 11 o'clock. I had one of the craziest videos. No one in the queue. Not a single person is in. They haven't even started filling the queue at 11. So even if you rope drop it at 8:30, they're not even going to let you. They're not even going to let you be in the area. And my favorite part of the whole thing was we're sitting there waiting because we bought a lightning lane. Now, I think that's the only way you can do it. And a VIP tour is right by us. And the lady just screams at the top of her lungs, "We have wasted an hour of our VIP tour sitting at the entrance of this ride not to do it." And just like one of her friends was standing by me and Madison. We talked to her for a minute. It's like, yeah, we've wasted literally how much they paid for that hour. And I felt bad
Several
for her,
$100s.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so rope dropping rise is great on paper. Not even great on paper. No, it's not. It's so risky. Yeah, you did it once.
Yes, but I was there on I was D23 day, which was a weird day. They're like everything works
Disney
today.
Plus day.
Or Disney Plus day. Sorry, yes.
Yeah, and so that worked that day. But yeah, if you devote your rope drop to it, you could be waiting until it opens, and then everything else is done and gone. Best thing to do, stay on property, 7 a.m., just spend the money and buy it.
And if you don't want to, the only thing I can say, I have a few friends that I know go towards the end of the night and just
hope the queue's still open.
Queue's open, yep.
They close the queue.
They do about an hour earlier.
It varies, so
depending on where the line is at. The line, I mean, it was up past the 3-hour mark when we went in the afternoon.
They could close it several hours before. Because they want to make sure everybody gets through before the park closes. So,
and when you have a lightning lane like we do, and we missed our lightning lane because the ride was shut down, they back up all the lightning lane people. So I paid for it. They're not going to not let me go on it, even if you have the 9 o'clock lightning lane. So you're going to have to go with all those mix of people later in the day as well.
Yeah, whenever it's down. Yeah, you're right. You're adding all those lightning lane people that can come anytime later. Now, if it's not down, you have to go during your window. Don't miss your window because they don't care. If you miss your window, it's like, well, that sucks to be you. They are
very
not
true.
Joking with that. Where with fast passes, they're a lot more flexible. With lightning lanes, they're like, it's too bad.
Yep.
So I'm glad you got on it.
Sorry. Yeah, I got on. It was great.
Once or twice?
Only once.
Yeah. Yep. That makes sense. I mean, it's just... You've been on it before. You're not going to pay to do it.
Didn't want to pay
multiple times on a trip.
Absolutely.
So, awesome.
But yeah, I would agree with you. I'd said it. Yeah, there you go. Not always worth the rope drop.
No. What did you rope drop?
We did Slinky Dog. We were like the fourth dog out.
Oh,
and
nice.
I was in shorts, and that was the coldest Slinky Dog ride I have ever had. I couldn't feel my hands, toes, feet, anything.
At least somebody rode it before you to warm up the seat a little, maybe.
Maybe. I don't think at all. It's like, my face hurts right now. My face should not be hurting. And then we also...
The wind was it windy too?
Yes.
On your trip, right?
It was very windy. When we were at Epcot, it was 30-some mile-per-hour winds. Because I have my drone app, and it says, you can't fly. And I'm like, I'm well aware. And so, it was definitely windy. And we rope dropped Rock and Roller Coaster the other day. Because that is something that
great choices.
Love doing, yeah.
Did you get most of the attractions in at Hollywood Studios? Did you get into your favorite show?
I did. Oh my gosh, the only must-do. This trip, since we go so much, I said, honey, you get to pick with the rides and attractions we do. Nay, but one. Indiana Jones Stunt Show is back. It's one of my favorite things. I did it. We were the noon show, packed, by the way, to the brim. Like they actually stopped letting people in because it was so full, and it was magical. Doug, I loved it. It's back. They're not bringing.
What's different from before COVID?
They're not bringing crowd in, so they don't have the cast participation like people
that makes
in
sense.
there.
You're not mixing guests with cast.
Yes, I don't know how long Indiana Jones has not been rappelling down from the ceiling because I'm pretty sure that did stop before COVID.
Yeah, I think so.
Because
slightly before an accident.
They did. I remember the accident happened. But besides that, the stunts, they're all face to face, close together. There's no masks. I was impressed. I loved it. It was phenomenal. I gave it a standing ovation. A little tear in my eye.
Were you the only one standing?
No. Okay. There was. In fact, it's crazy how this attraction, how busy and packed it was, because I haven't seen it like that in many, many years. But I think it being down for so long kind of gave it a nice little resurgence.
I bet. Yeah, I mean, it was down long,
Yeah, pushing 2
long
years.
time. It, other than Little Mermaid at the studios, we're pretty much back minus some character meet and greets. Like, I don't understand why Darth Vader or Kylo Ren's not meeting. They wear a mask
They can wear a
anyway,
mask under the
right?
mask.
They
Who
should have
knows?
been meeting long, long ago. But that's all we're missing now at the
Yep.
studios, which is fantastic. The
It is.
studios
I
really
agree.
needed that. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you got to see it. I'm sorry I let you down
It's
when I
okay.
did not
It's
see
okay.
it.
I
failed
did
you,
it still.
Derek.
It was amazing. Go do it if you haven't done it for a while. Also, the Frozen sing along had some upbeat humor with Encanto, and it had some definitely jokes for the pandemic that I was
Yeah.
like, oh, there he goes. So really a good one I haven't done for a while.
I like how they mix some stuff in,
Yep.
and it's the same show every time, but it's
It
a little
is
different, right?
They do. They got a couple more puns, a couple more jokes. In fact, best thing, the lady, her wig started coming off, and so they did like a 5-minute improv session as her wig, and I was dying. Like, these two were on point with their improv on it. It was great.
That's good. All right. Next up, let's talk about your use of lightning lanes. The thing we love to hate,
Love to
Genie
hate.
Plus. Love to hate, but
Yep.
necessary evil still?
It is, absolutely
okay.
is. My gosh, Rise of the Resistance by itself, Hollywood Studios
Well,
by itself.
Yeah. I mean, Rise, you don't have to get Genie Plus to buy an individual lightning ring, right?
But if you're already spending the money, spend more money, because that way, Slinky Dog, unless you're rope dropping Slinky Dog, that line gets
True.
stupid too. So I got the
Yeah.
lightning lane for Slinky, which was great. Glad we were able to do that one. And we just stacked them. We got Millennium Falcon. We actually switched parks at one point, went over and got Soarin', which is actually a good use for it as well, because they changed
Yeah.
where the merge point is a little bit. So, yeah, we did it all in Magic Kingdom, multiple rides. But I did the math, and that's one thing I really wanted to do. 3.5 hours is what I feel you save.
day?
Yep, by getting Lightning Lane.
In theory, can you stand in line for free?
Yes.
3.5 hours, yeah, but time is money at Disney.
And even more and more. I mean, Jungle Cruise alone, I'm glad that I had a Lightning Lane, because that line was 90
And
plus.
it
And it was a
doesn't
90-minute
move.
long line. So that one alone saved me an hour and a half.
I like Jungle Cruise line because when you're in the lightning lane, you can see all the poor people in standby.
Yep.
They
You
all
just
look so
wave at them.
sad. You wave at them, like they make you wave at them
Yeah.
later. I mean, where other attractions, you don't necessarily see them looking so miserable. But that one, you feel really good about your purchase.
Felt great about that one. Absolutely.
Like, best $16 I've spent today.
That paid for itself.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. So any struggles, challenges, any surprises with Lightning Lane, Derek?
I'll tell you what, I got a lot more this time than I did on the trip back in November. I don't know if it's because well, it's cold, so the
cold.
weather definitely steered some people away.
Your phone wasn't
My
dead.
phone wasn't dead. There you go. Good point. Like, because the one when I went in November, I mean, Smuggler's Run was gone within minutes, and now I was able to pick up a 4th tier Lightning Lane with Smuggler's Run at the very end of the night. So, and I love that the idea of stacking. So the one day we were able to stack, we were hopping to Epcot, and I had a bunch. I had Test Track and Soarin'. And
Explain what you mean by stacking.
oh,
for
okay.
everyone.
Yes, because every roughly 2 hours, and the app will tell you the exact time that you can pick your next Lightning Lane. You just set a phone timer and you grab it. And if you're getting a park hopper, grab something at the end of the night for the other park. And you can have, I think at Epcot, we had 4 Lightning Lanes ready to go, and we didn't wait in any lines. It was actually really nice.
And so they're all stacked, like they're all overlapped.
Yes.
So they're stacked up. So like one can start at 7, one can start at 7:20, one's
Yep.
at like
We had
7:22. So in theory, like Fast Pass, they couldn't overlap. This can.
Yep. Yeah, we just kind of went around the globe right there. Was able to do test track, and then it was stacked almost a little too close for my comforts. With
It's not for everyone.
No,
right? The
no,
stacking, not everybody's capable.
Yeah, with
our listeners are.
Yes, with Judi Dench. So I was like, we got to go see her one last time again.
How many times have we one last time?
I know.
Spaceship Earth, right?
Yes, yeah. So, and like I said, Soarin' actually amazed me probably the most. I don't know if they do it all the time, but they kind of changed how they merge them. And the Lightning Lane people, I mean, it was a walk right on for me. It was great.
You just walked right through the merge point. They are holding lots of people back.
Yeah, they didn't have anyone from the other side. It was, weird.
They
not something I'm used
to.
Not what I'm used to from back, because I hate that merge point. And I was like, oh, that's weird. This is not normal.
All right. So there's your Lightning Lane.
Got to do it next. But we didn't do it every day, Doug.
Did you use any filters?
Nope. Still didn't.
Fail.
I know.
How not? What were you?
I shot so much content for Instagram, Facebook, all the things. I have pictures and videos. We probably spent a good hour to 2 hours in the park every day just shooting raw video to be able to use down the road.
All right. So, yeah, that's good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Lightning lanes. Genie Plus, no filters.
You don't have to do it every day. I think that's the other tip. Like we took...
And depending on your style of trip, right? You were on an adults only trip. You've been multiple times.
Yep.
You weren't trying to do everything in the parks every day.
Yeah.
That makes for a different trip.
Absolutely.
For sure. So because it's adult only, and you're not really concerned about how many attractions you do every day, like you're not like doing the old Parkeology or every ride challenge, that means you have time to sit down and eat some good food.
That is the main point of this trip.
Let's talk about dining.
Do you want to talk about how much I spent? Because I looked at my credit card statement
nobody
today.
Wants to know that, Derek. Nobody.
Yes, you're right. No one wants to know that.
I don't even want to hear it because I will get heartburn for you.
Yes, you will.
I want to start with some counter service.
Okay.
So, you had some Woodies for breakfast, right? Hollywood Studios. You recommended the other week. So
I recommended it. I stayed. Not only do I stand with it, I actually now put it in the category of money well spent for a breakfast.
Okay.
What
did you have there?
It's the potato and egg and gravy bucket, and it fills you up for a good half of the day. I want to say it's either $12 or $13, and then we split the blueberry Pop-Tart thingy, which is delicious as well. So, but I mean that meal between my wife and I was less than $20 and filled us up.
What other counter service did you eat on this trip?
Ronto wraps, because you have to. Yeah. Actually, I did. I took a bite. I don't really like those things still. I tried it again. We did do Beach Club in the morning. We found
just the counter service.
But it's actually really good. They had a steak and egg sandwich that I was surprised with.
That is surprising out of that location for counter service.
I know. I was kind of, I don't know if we were just that hungry. It was when we were freezing cold. We needed something hot, and that's what we ate. But we did not do as much counter service because we got our coffee. I got a cinnamon roll, but it wasn't Gaston's.
Oh, you never had Gaston's?
I didn't have Gaston's.
I know.
No.
I feel bad now for saying, hey, you should check out this 50th cinnamon roll.
You know what? I tried it. I did it for the show, Doug.
Okay, how was it? The 50th
not as good
cinnamon
as
roll,
Gaston's.
You get it at Starbucks.
Yep.
Or the Main Street Bakery, if you're looking up the name of the place. They don't call it Starbucks at Disney World. Everything's got a name.
Find that line on Main Street, and they'll take you to the cinnamon roll. We did get Starbucks every single day, and shout it out to Joe, Back to the Mouse.
He loves Starbucks.
He does.
Yeah. So what was different about the 50th cinnamon roll that made it more iridescent?
Definitely drier. You can tell the way it's cooked. Since it's got the Mickey ears, ears were kind of dry. The middle, actually, of the face of Mickey was pretty good. And it's got that little glob of chocolate in there, which I did enjoy. But just it didn't have the overall love that Gaston's has. But I had to do it. I had to try it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I applaud you for not having Gaston's in order to further the content of the show.
Yep.
I don't know that I would pass on a Dole Whip in order to get an orange swirl. Also, so you're a better man than I.
Madison never got a Dole Whip, which was weird. Instead,
well, it's cold.
It was cold, and instead we waited in line for egg rolls because Chrissy said that's the best thing, or spring rolls, whatever you want to call them.
Yes, she's a high recommender of those. The line's like a 30 half
minutes.
Hour long.
We waited 30 minutes.
It's pretty consistent from
Yep.
day to day. And what kind of spring rolls did you get, Derek?
The cheeseburger and then
Mm-hmm.
the other weird one that I'm
Oh,
blanking. That
great
was a terrible
reviews.
review.
Yeah, how were they?
They're good, but they're not 30 minutes in line good.
Do they come with any sauce for
They
dipping,
do. They
or what?
do. I
Kind like
did.
a sweet and sour
It's
or peanut or?
kind of a mayo based sauce was mine, and then I
Oh,
don't know what Madison's was. She got a different sauce, but I'm not a
like
big
a yum
sauce.
yum sauce
Yeah, I'm not a
type
big
stuff.
sauce my spring roll kind of guy, so I
No,
just ate the
okay.
spring roll. But it's not. It's a thing. It's a
Okay.
thing.
Let's get to better dining.
Okay. Yes.
Steakhouse 71.
All right. This is the
You had
180R.
dinner.
Yes. You have never had dinner there, so I
had
got to have
lunch.
dinner. Yep.
Totally different menus, right?
Yes.
Crazy. There is no steak at Steakhouse 71 for lunch. Just saying that. Just putting
Weird.
that out there. Weird, weird, weird. But you went to the steak meal where there's all
did.
the steaks.
All the steak, and actually was able to
steak?
pick up an ADR last minute for this one. This was the one I've been sitting on, waiting to get, and I got it, and I was really thankful. I got the tenderloins, and my wife got the prime rib. And Doug, it was incredible. So incredible, I'll give a little spoiler away for our Patreon episode. It's my wife's favorite restaurant on property.
Better than California Grill, huh?
Yeah, yep. She plus California Grill changed their menu, but also Steakhouse 71. I can see why, and we talked to a few people there that also agree that it's the best restaurant in the Contemporary now.
Oh, it's good. I mean, I loved lunch. Lunch is a whole different thing though,
Yeah.
than what you had. And you had the dessert. You got the
that cake was phenomenal. It's one of the greatest things I've ever eaten in my life. I want that
13
now.
layers.
Of pure joy.
13 layers for the 13 floors
Yes.
of the Contemporary. We can't describe it adequately. I was so jealous of you, sir.
It was great. I am shocked with how much I love this restaurant. Not number one for me, but I will put it in my top 5.
All right, moving on to other things in top 5 dining.
Okay.
Ohana.
We did it, Doug. We went to Ohana. I planned this one out way in advance, got the ADR for our anniversary. Funny enough, it was the only day that Kent could meet us for food. So Kent joined Madison and I on our 12-year wedding anniversary dinner.
Which party of 3.
He completely made the dinner, though, Kent. I know you're listening. We had so much fun talking with you. We get all the other dining,
Never-
just Maddie and I. So never a dull moment. But let me tell you what, Doug, it's still my favorite restaurant, even with these slight changes. I love the noodles, the pot stickers. I actually kind of like the family style now and made it a little bit easier. And the only negative, Doug, was there's no back scratcher with my back scratcher.
That is crazy.
They're sold out.
Stupid back scratchers. Well, good news. You have a bunch at home.
Yep, used it today on my sunburn.
And
No jokes. Same back scratcher from our trip.
I would like to let Madison know how lucky she is. They were out
Oh,
of
she
back
knew that.
scratchers.
She knew that right away.
That was a gift. A gift for sure. So,
And if you want to hear my wife's review, you're going to have to listen to our Patreon show.
yeah. And it was her first time.
Her first time there. Yep.
So, not your first time.
Nope.
But
Been there.
they were out of the new bread.
Yes.
Right? You just got rolls.
Which I'm good with because
Congratulations.
I didn't
new
like the
bread
coconut bread.
Oh, you didn't like the old bread?
I can't eat coconut.
Oh, well, the new bread has mango in it, so I guess we're square.
Oh, good.
And then there's another one that doesn't have mango. It's awful.
Also, I didn't eat the bread because I'm not wasting room in my stomach when there's pot stickers. I don't even know how many of those I
right.
ate.
I could be all I have.
I'm
Pot
pretty
stickers and
sure it's like a
noodles.
dangerous amount.
There's some point where the sodium level that you get from the pot stickers and the sauces has to be dangerous for your kidneys.
Absolutely. I'm detoxing right now. This week, now
That's
that
good.
I'm back.
It's just I want some noodles. Give me some Asian noodles and
So
pot
good.
stickers.
So good. So, and yeah, I can't wait to go back here. Probably take a kid or two sometime, but I'm glad we got it done.
What did you think of the way they serve the meat now?
I actually like it more.
Yeah. What about the chicken now that they put a sauce on it?
I was fine with it. I ate like 3 of them.
Did you like the sauce?
Didn't bother me at all.
Okay.
I mean, I'm more
just
like
asking.
Yeah, it wasn't the go-to for me. I still ate it, but the meat was still delicious.
steak was still
the steak was still great. But the noodles, the fact that they took those away but brought them back, they're still good.
Yeah.
They're still the noodles.
And the peel and eat shrimp is back too.
Didn't
rather
eat
than
any
the
of those,
shrimp
but
casserole. They're a lot of work. I'm pretty sure that's why it's peel and eat.
It was over on Kent's side.
To
He worked
slow
on
you
those.
down. I'm sure he took care of them. So, all right, let's move over to the boardwalk. You went to Trattoria Al Forno.
We did.
We both struggle saying the name of that. For
I'm
some
glad
reason.
you didn't ask me what it was.
Trattoria Al Forno. And it used to be character dining in for breakfast.
Yep.
No longer there. But you didn't go for breakfast. You went for dinner. Right?
Yes.
Italian restaurant. What did you have and how was it?
I had the chicken parmesan, and it was the best chicken parmesan I've ever had. And I love chicken parmesan. It's one of my favorite foods. This is what Mama Melrose should be, Doug, this restaurant.
I mean, it is the next notch of quality up.
The parmesan chicken parmesan at Mama Melrose is horrendous. So I actually didn't order it right away, and the waitress talked me into it. And so,
man, I never had horrendous there. You really have a dislike for Mama Melrose. I Mama Melrose is right on par with Olive Garden.
Yeah, like the Olive Garden's like
bad day,
bad brother.
You went to Olive Garden on a bad day. I went to Olive Garden on a good day.
Okay, I've been to Olive Garden in like 5 years, so I will go back.
It's like a place trying to be Olive Garden.
Okay, still have yet to be to Tony's. I had that ADR and I canceled it this trip. So
smart. You did much better with this meal.
It was phenomenal. The other big thing was we got there way early, and so we went and had a cocktail at Abracadabra Bar. My wife's first time going there, and she will rank this in her top 3 places to get a drink on property.
Did you tell her that's Neil Patrick Harris's favorite place to drink? I mean, that would have
won her over anyway, but I did not.
Yeah. So, that looks good. Just for reference, for Trattoria, the Parmesan is $26, which by Disney standards is not bad.
Yep.
It's not in a theme park, which is why it's a hair cheaper. But if you're in Epcot, you can get there in 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
It's a 10-minute walk from International Gateway, if that.
Actually, we actually took a friendship boat.
Yeah, a leisurely boat ride.
Yep, it was wonderful.
Yeah, it's a great menu. Pizzas for $19, $20.
Those pizzas were massive. The reason I didn't get a pizza was because I was like, we aren't going to do anything with the leftovers, so what do we do?
Yeah, that's one of the weird things. So, do you want your food to go? I'm like, go where?
I'm in a theme park. I'm going back to Epcot.
I'm going to take it on Soarin' with me.
Yes.
I don't know. All right. Then you had one other table service restaurant at Disney Springs.
Actually, you missed one we had in Epcot.
Oh, I did. Well, let's talk Epcot first.
Okay. Yeah, we went to Teppan, and I have not been there for exactly 12 years, Doug. We went on our honeymoon, and we had not been back. I mean, Japanese steakhouses you can find in any major city. Good food. I enjoyed it. Loved the people that we were there eating with. But honestly, for price, for what you get, it's a little bit of a swing and a miss for me.
Yeah, I think you're there more for the entertainment, right?
Yep.
And I think if you're there with your kids, it makes the value a little better. Yeah. When it's just adults, it's not quite the same.
I will agree with that.
Yeah, because it's what are we looking there? Like closer to $40.
My
probably.
steak was $45.
Yeah, so you can see the price difference, but you're getting a show too from the chef.
I think the problem is we go to them once every like 4 or 5 months at my hometown, so my kids have seen it. And it's if I'm going to go somewhere, I'm going to try something new. But the reason why I picked that is because that was number 2 on my list of must-gets because we hadn't done it in 12 years. I wanted to do that one.
So in 12 more years, you'll be like, I need to do this again. Like, yeah, it was all right. It was what exactly we thought it was. All right, let's go to Disney Springs.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, if you've never done Teppan, like you don't have it right where you live. It's readily.
Oh yeah, you got to
do
go.
it.
Japanese
Enjoy
steakhouse.
It.
They cook
and
in
it's
front
a
of you.
great place to do it.
I agree.
They'll make Disney jokes.
Yes.
All right, back to the Springs. You went to Raglan Road.
I love Raglan Road.
Where I'm assuming you had more red meat.
No.
Yeah.
I had pork. They actually
you surprised me on that.
The waitress talked me into it. She said it was their number 1 seller. It was like a pulled pork over mashed potatoes and Irish gravy. It was phenomenal. And my wife had a pork.
What's in Irish gravy? Whiskey?
Yeah, probably. honestly. I didn't ask
I don't.
questions.
Okay,
I'm
no
not gonna lie.
questions
This was
asked,
the
you're just
last
gonna eat.
day of our trip, and we're so exhausted at Raglan Road. I'm surprised we were still upright. We're about to fall asleep on the table. My wife got a pork dish as well, which is also weird for us when we both ordered pork, and we both loved our meals. They were phenomenal, and loved the music and just the atmosphere there. It's
Are
definitely one of
they
my.
dancing?
They said they were later on in the night,
Okay, you're too
but I
early.
was
Got
too
it.
early, so the
Yep.
singers were there.
Good. Good. It's good to know they're still putting on a show there. It's one of the unique dining experiences, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. And if you like Irish food, because we do, and our Irish restaurant closed here in Lincoln, so that's where we have to go to get good Irish food now.
Got to fly to Florida.
Yep, exactly.
Makes sense. It all adds up. Yeah. All right. There's one thing you ate that you kind of left off here, and that's the dessert party.
Yes, we did eat at the first dessert party. First one ever, Doug.
Yeah, so you did that after Ohana.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't
It was-
recommend that, by the way.
this the way your reservations, you got what you got, right?
Yes, I got the dessert party I booked first because I knew it was our anniversary. I had a touring plans finder for Ohana. I was hoping to get a lunch Ohana, and so our Ohana meal was at 3:30, and our dessert party was after fireworks. I was like, there should be enough time.
But then you ate 75 pot stickers.
Carry the two. Yeah, sounds about right. That's about how many I ate. So I still had a little bit of room in for the dessert party. I did try everything. I will give it another go before I give it a full review and maybe take a kid or two for
Yeah,
it.
it's good with kids.
I didn't love where you stand for fireworks. I like that you have a reserved spot. I get that could
Less
slightly
stress,
pay for
right?
itself. And we did the after, which was fun, but we were also exhausted and ready to go too.
And
But
cold.
we were freezing.
And cold.
That's the funny thing about when we went. It was not that busy at fireworks because so many people left. In fact, so many people messaged us on all the things on just how miserable that fireworks show was. Because I think I looked at temperature, it was 43.
30s. I thought it dipped into the
Well,
30s
it was
by the time
40.
you were done.
It may have been because with the wind chill too, then it's definitely
Yeah.
down.
When you're talking wind chill in Florida, you're just not having fun.
Nope.
And that made less people stay for the fireworks, which makes the appeal of a dessert party less because you do the dessert party to get
Better view.
better, to not fight the crowd.
We did meet an awesome couple while we were there. We got to hang out with them a little bit in Epcot, but that was definitely the highlight. Just meeting other people, every Disney
And
people.
the desserts are pretty straightforward desserts. There's a bunch of them.
Oh, and they brought us a special one since they knew it was our anniversary.
Oh.
And
what was
they
that?
let a cupcake, some cupcakes, anniversary, and some other treats. But they
Cool.
boxed it up for us.
Ooh, very
which
nice.
They said they don't normally do, and I was like, sweet, thank you.
So cold, you just look cold. And they're
The
like,
cold
let's put it in a box and get rid of these
and then we
people.
threw some of the other desserts in there, and we were just like, we're out. And waited for 40 minutes for a bus to come pick us up. 41
did you-
minutes on the dot.
Too bad you couldn't get one of the beers to go.
By that, my stomach was so full, I couldn't even finish I drank a beer, and I was like, I'm done.
Which kind of beer did you go with?
Boulevard.
Nice choice. Yeah. With the orange slice and everything.
No, absolutely.
I just like that they garnish them all and do everything. And it's
Yeah.
full service. So yeah, the weather, once again, the weather strikes in weird ways that you don't think it would affect.
Absolutely.
That you just don't think about, right? All right. So then you did something else for the first time.
We did.
You've been so close to many times.
Probably 15 to 20 times.
What is that, Derek?
We went to all 4 parks in one day and made sure we did attractions in all 4 parks in one day. This is something that my wife has never done either. And this is something when you and I didn't do it on our last trip and the kids, she goes, this is something is a must do for her. And when I said she was, planning up the trip, I was like, let's do it. And we did Animal Kingdom. We also switched resorts. I did laundry. I did laundry at a resort, which I've never done on property. And then we did Epcot or Hollywood Studios Epcot Magic Kingdom, and we did it. It was great. We actually took the Skyliner and then walked through Epcot, and then took the tram to Magic Kingdom.
the tram to Magic Kingdom, Derek?
Sorry, I'm tired. It's
The monorail.
Monorail.
The monorail.
Yes.
That's,
Also,
the
when I
parking
was
trams are back. It's exciting.
and
excited
Punta
about the
Cana,
parking
they got you around by trams. So in
you're
the
just
next
used to
show,
trams everywhere.
now I'm used to the word trams. I've been saying it way too long.
Okay. So what was the highlight of the 4 parks for you?
Being able to do it and having a first with my wife, because there's so many Disney things that you and I have had first on. Flight of Passage and Rise and Galactic Star Cruiser. So she was really happy that this was something that we were going to be able to do together, and we took pictures and did the video, and I think that's the biggest thing for us.
Nice. Congratulations. Is this a check off the bucket list, sir?
Checklist. This one's a checklist.
This checklist.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just had to get it done. At this point, I just had to get it done.
Come around on that bucket list over the last year.
We're going to redo that show in a year. Change it up. Once a few more of those bucket, I have to get a new bucket in the checklist.
All right. Get a new bucket. Awesome. Well, that's cool. And then you saw both nighttime spectaculars.
Multiple times, yes.
And how is Enchantment growing on you?
By a half a point. Not much. I am. It's just so not happily ever after. It's got Tinkerbell. It's got some decent songs, some decent fireworks.
It's like all the same songs that they always play for. It's like almost the same soundtrack as Harmonious. Almost.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I disagree on that.
Okay, that's fine.
I feel like it's it's got some good stuff. It's missing like that magic, that touch that Happily Ever After had. Like
the theme song just doesn't the narration into the theme song. They never say the word enchantment. I mean, why is it named that?
Yeah, you would have no idea. I just, Happily Ever After, let it fly, and just come down, and the song is in there, and the key changes. There's no key changes in Enchantment. Also, here's my other problem with it. The animation, as someone who does animation, looks subpar compared to what was Happily Ever After. Like that rocket effect during the Aladdin scene blew my mind every time on how well that was.
And
Happily Ever After. And now Enchantment doesn't do anything like that. And the animation just seems downplayed and flat. It's just not there.
The one that bugs me is the Happily Ever After had the lanterns from Tangled.
Oh, it was beautiful.
That effect was really good. Very well done. And there's nothing quite like that in Enchantment.
No, there isn't. That's what bothers me the most.
They use some shadow silhouettes too. And that's something that until I watched it closer, I had no idea was even going on.
Yeah.
I'm like, why would you select something that's so hard to see, such a little detail on something that people are watching from the train station?
Yep.
And
that's watching it from the grassy area. I was like, you almost need to be closer. I feel like you got to get a spot in the hub.
But how many hours do I want to devote to a show that I'm not that excited about?
Yeah.
That way, at least if I do a dessert party, I've had a beer before I watch it.
There you go. And that's all Doug needs.
That's half a beer, and it's better. Infinite. Yep. It's up 2 points, Derek.
There you go. Well,
that's how much I drink.
And what I like more is Harmonious. I've said it many times.
Let's talk about Harmonious. Where did you watch it from this time?
A couple different places, but I found my favorite. So on Len Testa has actually said you need to go to Italy. And so I told Madison, I was like, I want to do one where we're in Italy. And we were there. And that is it. That is the perfect spot to watch. You're by where they're shooting off fireworks. So that's a fun effect. Yeah, I feel like you're closer to the Stargate. You have it just seems better, even though I guess it's reversed from the main entrance. I really like that position. And then we watched it in Japan with, actually, my cousins were down there and kids. So we watched it with them there. And that was another good place. A lot of people really like watching it on the balcony at Tepanito. I would rather be closer to the water, but that's another good viewpoint as well.
Yeah, you got to kind of be center for that. One side
Italy's
or the
perfect.
other.
I am so glad that I heard that and tried it out.
So how is Italy that much better than Japan? Because aren't they both just right next to
Nope. Italy, you got
America?
You have the exact front-on portion.
Really?
Yes.
So it's not centered with the American Pavilion. It's straight on with Italy. Okay.
Yep.
I've watched it from the other side centered.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep, I
yeah.
have too. I've now watched
And
it. I think I've watched it 6 or 7 times now, Doug. That's how much I like it.
France is a horrible place to watch it. You can't
No,
see
International
anything in that
Gateway,
circle
the
area.
bridge was the worst
All
place we ever
horrible.
watched it.
You
Yep.
get hit by fallout. You can't see the
Yep.
Stargate, the teleporter tunnel, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I wish it was more 360 viewing, but like
so
right?
do all the restaurants that are
right?
offset.
Because how's Rose and Crown gonna really sell?
Oh, you
that?
can't. That's a horrendous
Or
place to watch it.
Morocco.
Morocco, the reason why there's no one there watching it is because it's not a good location for it.
There's trees in the way.
There are.
So, yeah, because you got those little islands with trees.
The
right?
boat party is the worst place to watch it.
I don't understand why you pay for a cruise to watch it and then they park it under the bridge at International Gateway.
Well, you have to because you want to protect from fallout.
weird.
But yeah, it's the worst place to see.
I don't.
But I love the show. If you're
love
in,
it.
I do. I absolutely do. It's not the best show ever, but for what we got right now, I'm a huge fan. And I thought it would go down. See, this is like 5th and 6th time seeing it. I'm like, eventually it's going to take a dip. Nope, still hasn't.
All right. Very good. Let's move into a fail, Derek. Everybody loves when there's a fail.
I did.
Some of our
I had a fail on this trip.
highest downloaded shows when we talk about Disney fails. So tell us about Flight of Passage. How'd that day go? And this ties into the busing at your favorite moderate.
So it's 42 degrees out, and I'm like, all right, we're just going to jump on a bus and go. And
there's never been more wiser words said.
Well, and we're at Beach Club. And
you're still at Beach Club.
Because the day we had to move.
Okay.
And I'm like, this is the one day where I'm like, told my wife, I'm like, we got to get up early and we got to go. We get to the bus stop, 7:10, and I'm thinking plenty of time.
8 a.m. or 9 a.m. park opening?
9 a.m. park opening, so 8:30.
8:30 for extra magic, not extra magic hours. No. Morning magic hours.
So I'm thinking 7:10. I'm like, that's good.
That sounds plenty.
Yes.
Great.
Bus didn't come till almost 8 o'clock.
Half hour before you needed to be in the park.
Yep, that's how long. And I just kept thinking, grab a ride share. But the bus number it kept moving up.
Those screens almost make it more painful, I think.
Nope, exactly. So if I would have grabbed a ride share, the whole thing would have been different. We finally get there, and I'm like, you know what? We're still ahead of the 9 o'clockers. We walk in the park about 8:15, and we beeline it as fast as we can. Do not stop, do not pass go. And we get in line. I'm like, you know what? I've been in this line many a times. It's 8:22. I'm like, you know what? We'll be in here 9 o'clock. Easy. I'm not worried. But the ride breaks down multiple times. In fact, the ride breaks down while we're in queue and when we're on the ride, Doug. So it could have been played 2 or 3 times while I was sitting in the Banshee.
The little seat, motorcycle-y.
Yeah, they had to unbuckle us, and actually we sat there for a while.
Did the seat keep vibrating for you so you could giggle
it didn't.
The whole time?
No. So it was having some issues, probably because it was the coldest. And by the time we got off of it, checkout's 10:30, 11, whatever it is, we had to go. And so we got off a little after 10 and left the park. So we had all these ideas for video and pictures that I wanted to get in Animal Kingdom. And we were going to do Flight of Passage, get off and do all this work and do Triceratops Spin. And we couldn't do any of that. So fail. And a couple of our listeners, a couple of people we talked to were just like, no, you got to get there even earlier now. Because with Everest down and it was cold, the animals aren't coming out on safari. That's about your only option.
Yeah. The other thing you could do is buy it to take the stress out of it.
Yep.
That's about it.
Yeah, exactly. And we weren't going to buy it that day. We just wanted to rope drop it because if you buy it, you're taking the risk of when are you going to get it. And we knew we had to be out of there before. So if we got like the 2 o'clock, it'd be a waste.
If you're on there at 7, you're pretty safe with Flight of Passage. Get a decent time though. It's not quite like Rise where they disappear real quick.
You're right. Still not risk we were going to take.
I mean, if that's your biggest fail of the trip, it's not bad.
Yeah. Definitely, and we got on it. In the end, we still got to ride it. My wife had missed it the last couple trips because of children, and I'm glad we were able to get on there again.
All right. Real quick, let's talk a little about the Festival of the Arts.
My favorite festival.
You did a little eating, you did a little painting, you watched some shows, some music, live music, right?
Lots of live music. Not as many booths and not as many food options as I feel like the past has had. And, a lot of the painters were there signing autographs, but I feel like it was just a little less. They didn't have the show pavilion open, which I really like going in there and checking out those guys, whatever they're painting. It just felt like a little less than what they've done in the past.
But at least they have the Broadway people
but they did have the Broadway going. That was great. They and
the drawing classes back there too during the day.
Yep.
In the American Pavilion. Did you go to Voices of Liberty now that they're inside?
Missed it by just a few minutes. We tried.
Too busy eating and watching Harmonious.
That's true. And but we did watch all the other shows in Epcot.
Yeah.
We watched the Chinese, Circle Vision. We watched France. I haven't seen that show since I was a kid.
It hasn't changed.
It hasn't. I mean, they're wearing clothes from the 70s in that one, Circle Vision.
Yeah. We watched that before we went to France, and I think Alden or Samantha was like, "Is that how they dress in France?" I'm like, "No, it is not."
40 years ago. That one needs an update. Well, I know they have Beauty and the Beast sing along in there.
Yeah, but that's.
And we did do Remy, and I have no desire to do Remy again.
Not for a while, anyway.
Nope, definitely not worth the. We spent the money. We're like, we don't want to wait in that line.
Yeah, it's one of those that you don't want to wait in the line. You need to do it to experience it, take your kids on it. But after having Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, it feels like a step backwards.
It is, and it kept breaking down. Oh. So we found some people who actually found a travel agent that listens to our show, and she actually bought it. Hers was at 8:20 at night. And it was broken down from like 7:30 on. So she ate the money.
Well, they refund you the money if you can't go on because it's broken down. They give you your money back.
Okay, good.
That's the only time, though.
That's the only time they give. Okay.
Yeah, they do that.
So she was bummed out about it, but I was like, sorry.
Yeah, especially if that's your only chance to go on it.
It
right?
was, yeah.
So that's, we often say your must-dos, must do them in the morning, right? Because if something goes wrong, you have more time to do on the test tracks. It's notorious for that.
Oh, the amount of time that shuts down. That's definitely worth the lightning lane right now.
Yeah. So overall, great trip. Had fun.
Phenomenal trip. Had a wonderful time celebrating 12 years, doing all the things Disney. And what's best about this trip is that we're going in 7 weeks with all the kids. I got everything done, Doug. I can take it easy. I'm going to go do Disney Junior live on stage and stuff.
Have fun.
I will.
Lightning McQueen and Disney Junior.
Absolutely. Why not? That's the two things in Hollywood Studios we did not do. So there you go. Get them done then.
Meet characters now, too. You got to do that when you're back.
A little bit. Yeah, we did see Ray and Chewie and a few others. So but you're right. They need character meet and greets. Bad.
Minnie and Olaf are back.
Olaf's back now.
He's a lightning lane.
Yep, I saw that. Mickey meeting in the Pixar.
Like you're going to the Pixar movie film festival.
Oh, which is funny because my cousin texts me and she goes, "Hey, we're leaving Figment because we wanted to do it." And she goes, "We're gonna just check out this Pixar short." And I text her, I'm like, "Have fun meeting Mickey." And she goes, "What?" And then it's like, "Yep. Oh, didn't even realize it."
Yeah, there's like no sign, nothing.
And there's no line. Absolutely none.
Because there's no sign.
No, I know. We walked in, thrown off like, whoa. It was so like, no line that I wasn't even prepared myself to take the picture.
Are you open?
Yeah.
Like you asked the cast, are you open?
And then, but the Meet Mickey at Town Square we were going to do, since it was our anniversary day, that line was ridiculous.
Well, there's a sign.
There is a sign.
It's amazing what happens when you put up a sign. People know what it is. In fact,
I don't want them to put up a sign.
No, it's awesome. Don't put up a sign
yes.
so that Rope Drop listeners know to go to the Pixar
meet Mickey.
Film Festival. Do not watch the Pixar Film Festival because that's what YouTube is for. Meet Mickey right inside the door and then you leave. You don't have to go watch the film festival because we all have YouTube.
Exactly. I don't even know
Yeah.
if that's even never going to come back. It's like the
film
perfect.
festival?
Yeah, that's a
You
perfect
can
character.
watch it.
It's like perfect display. Like the characters, they could redo that whole area right
Whole
there.
area.
I mean,
Character palooza in there.
Exactly. And Epcot needs that right now because they don't really have it where it used to be.
So there you go.
We did not do Club Cool.
Well, it was cold.
It was too
and
cold.
it is cool.
It is.
So that I give you a pass on the sticky floor.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't disappoint you on that one.
No, not at all. I don't care.
And we did not eat at T-Rex.
That's good.
There
If
you go.
you and Madison went to T-Rex or Rainforest Cafe, that would have been the only thing we talked about
The whole show.
on the whole show.
That probably
the whole
would have
show. Yeah. So, any parting little tips,
we
advice?
also didn't swim. Sorry, didn't. If you want a pool review, we can't do that.
Okay.
No pool bars this trip. So that's a
No.
bummer. But yeah.
All right.
I will give
Yeah.
one quick one. I did some. Madison had never seen Wilderness Lodge.
Mm-hmm.
So we went and had lunch at Geyser Point, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Oh, we need to stay here."
Yeah, it's a neat place.
Yep. So yeah, always dangerous. That was the other thing that you want to do.
Yeah, but the only drawback of Wilderness Lodge, their standard
Location.
rooms sleep 4,
Yep.
and location is just the transportation. You're
But we-
so close, but yet so far away.
We looked at a cabin.
Those are
Those
dream
are,
worthy.
Yes. So if anyone
Bucket
wants
list.
to put us up in a cabin with them,
Yeah.
let us know. We'll meet up with you guys down there. But that's it.
Yeah.
That's wonderful trip, and most of all, had a lot of fun meeting a lot of our listeners.
All right. Well, I'll let you close it out, Derek, because you do a better
There
job.
we go.
than I do.
Sounds good. Well, if you want to book this magical vacation, you need to talk to the Rope Drop Queen. She did ours, and we're very thankful for all the help that she gives and working with our budget, even though we went way over budget on dining and souvenirs. But Michelle does an amazing job with everything else. And so thank you. Her email is in the show notes. And if you want to listen to our Patreon episodes, we got a few more coming out. You will have to click that in the show notes as well. And be sure to go like us at all the things at Rope Drop Radio. But that is it for today's episode.
Enter to win the pennant
and win.
and the
Yes.
pin.
If you're still
Review
listening.
and- yeah. You
Review
definitely need
and
to
then
enter.
go like us on all the social medias so you can win more stuff. But thank you guys so much. It's been 300 episodes. Thank you guys so much for listening to Rope Drop Radio.